Surya Namaskars with added poses. All right. So let us start with the front of the mat. Kapta Namaskara Mudra. We'll add, first we'll do Virupadrasana 2 and triangle sequence. Okay. So as you inhale, take your arms up, stretch up and bend back. Stay and breathe. And as you exhale, pushing your hips back, just bend down. You may keep your knees soft while bending down and then straighten up. And as you inhale, step your right foot back into Ashvasanchalana, lunge pose. Now bringing your right heel down, come up on your left leg and go into Viruvadrasana 2. Keeping the hips in the same plane as the legs and the torso, just turn your head to the left. Stay, breathe. Lower your right arm and raise your left arm up into reverse warrior, Viparita Veerabhadrasana. Your palm may be facing your ear. Look up. And gently coming back, lower your left elbow onto your left thigh, raise your right arm up, and go into Parshvakonasana. This is the easy version. You may also bring your hand down for the classic version. Now gently coming back up. Straighten your knees. Stay in Virubhadrasana, straightening your knees. Go into triangle. Trikonasana. Left arm down, right arm goes up. Hips are in the same plane as the torso. And look up. Gently come back and go into Ashvasanchalana. And join your feet. Go into Padahastasana. And as you inhale, rise up and bend back. As you exhale, bring your arms back, hands to the chest. Now practice on the other side. Inhale, arms up, and bend back. Exhale, bending forward. Inhale, left leg back. And now bringing your left heel down, come up on your right leg and raise your arms. Go into Virubhadrasana 2. Your hips are in the same plane as the torso. Actively push your left hip backward, right hip forward, so it stays in the same plane. Lower your left arm down, right arm up, go into Viparita Veerabhadrasana, reverse warrior. Look up. And gently bringing your right elbow onto your right thigh, lift your left arm up into Parshvakonasana. You can also go into classic pose by bringing your right hand down next to your foot. Gently coming back up into Virupadrasana 2. Straighten your knees and now bring your right arm down, bending from the hip joint. Go into triangle Trikonasana. Gently coming down to Vashtasana. Beautiful, graceful movements throughout the practice. And join your feet together into Vasishthasana, forward bend. And as you inhale, rise up and bend back. Exhaling back into Namaste. Next, let's practice Viruvadrasana One Sequence. Now, as you inhale, raise your arms up, bend back. As you exhale, bending down into Vasishthasana, forward bend. As you inhale, right leg back. Each of these are beautiful asanas for you to meditate in, Stiram and Sukham. Now, bringing your right heel down, come up onto your left foot and raise your arms up. Virupadrasana 1. Your hips are squared. Bend back, reach strongly through the arms. And now, straightening your left knee, spreading your arms out, bend forward into Parshva, the side bird pose. Now, in this pose, you may want to bring your right hand down, left arm up into revolved triangle, or you can also stay in the bird pose, the Khagasana, if you cannot yet practice the balancing aspect. And gently bring your hands down into Ashwasanchalana. Take your left leg back into higher plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Draw your belly button in, move forward, strong plank. Bring your knees down, chest in between the hands, forehead on the ground. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, up to upward dog, the Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward. Stay relaxed in each pose. Gently lowering your left heel down, rise up and come to Virupadrasana 1. Hips are squared. Look forward. Reach strongly upward through your arms. And now straightening your knee. Spread your arms out. Bend forward into Khagasana, Parshva Khagasana. Excellent pose to strengthen your core. You may continue to stay here or bring your left hand next to your right foot and right arm goes up into revolved triangle, Parivritta Trikonasana. Gently bring your hand down into Ashwa Sanchalana, the lunge pose. Join your feet together into forward bending pose. And inhale, arms up, bend back. Exhale, back into. Now we'll go into two more sequences. One is the lizard sequence and the next one will be Kapotasana. Okay. As you inhale, arms up, bend back. Exhale, bending forward. Inhale, left leg back. And now moving your right foot outward near the mat, edge of the mat. Bring your hands inside of the right foot. Beautiful stretch and opening of the right hip. Now you can come on the elbow, both elbows, and stay here. Deeper hip opener on the right side. Bringing your hands again in the original position, walk your right foot to the center, just in the neutral position. And now let's go into Anjaneya pose. Bring your left knee down, open your left toe, come up onto your right foot. Your right thigh is perpendicular to the shin and it's parallel to the floor. Beautiful balancing pose, Anjaneya pose. In here, bring your left elbow onto the right knee and right elbow is pointing upward. Get a twist, look up. You can also open your left knee. You may raise your left knee up if needed, if possible. And now bring your hands down and go into plank pose. Bring your knees down, chest and forehead onto the ground. Inhale, Bhujangasana or upward dog. Exhale, down into downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left leg forward. And now move the left foot away. Left foot is to the edge of the mat, opening the hip joint on the left side. Now bring your elbows down and get a deeper stretch to the left hip joint. And coming back, bring your foot to the neutral position and stay. Right knee down, right toe open, and come up on your left leg into Anjaneya pose. Get a twist, right elbow onto left knee, left elbow facing the ceiling, look up. If possible, lift your right knee up for a deeper twist. Gently back onto your hands. Join your feet together. Vasishthasana. And come up and then back. And back to Namaste. Last one will be the twist in the plank, Vasishthasana, and the Kapotasana sequence in the Surya Namaskars. Inhale, arms up and then back. Exhale, down into Vasishthasana. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, left leg back. Here, we can practice Vasishthasana in multiple ways. One is the high Vasishthasana, that is the plank on the side, or easier version would be putting the elbow down and going up. Try whichever version you like to stay. To the side. Adjust your knees. If it is too hard, bring the left knee down for a much easier version. Putting the knee down makes it easier. Lift your side higher, so your core engaged. Breathe. And gently coming back onto your usual plank. And now the opposite side, simply bringing the right hand to the center and lifting the left arm up. Engage your core, push the hips upward. Your wrist has to be directly above the shoulder. Gently back onto the plank. And now come to Ashtanga Namaskara. Bhujangasana. And now going into Adho Mukha Svanasana or Parvatasana, as we call it. Here, let's lift your right leg up
lift up, stretch, lift. Now bring your knee towards the left elbow and drop the knee down, turning the foot to the opposite side and bring your hips down. Your sit bones, especially your left hip and the right sit bone, has to be on the ground. If not, it's okay to be in the air as long as you support with your hands. Now, if your hips are on the ground, then you may want to release your hands and fly like a bird. Kapotasana, the dog pose or the pigeon pose. Now, raise your arms up, stretch up, bend back if you can. If not, no worries. Even placing the hands down and staying in the pose for a good amount of time is also quite effective. Now bend forward into sleeping pigeon. Supta Kapotasana. Gently walk your hands toward below the shoulders and lift up and go into Adho Mukha Svanasana. In here, lift your left leg up, stretch. Bring your left knee to the right elbow and drop it down, turning your foot towards the ceiling and bring your hips down. Once again, if the hips don't come down, it's okay. Just simply stay in the air with your hands supported. Now, if the hips are down, release your hands and fly with arms wide. Open your chest, neck is neutral. Raise your arms up and go into backward bend in Kapotasana. Again, only if you can. If you cannot, simply stay where you are. And gently bending forward into pigeon, sleeping pigeon. Gently walk your hands towards the shoulders and go back into downward dog. Your feet are hip distance apart. Your toes are closer to each other. Heels are slightly away. This opens your lower back in the downward dog. Take your hips up and back, as far back as possible. Push against the hands and move backward and upward. Bring your right leg forward. Left leg joins the right. Vasishthasana. And the last pose would be Utkatasana. Come up into chair pose. Pushing your hips back. Knees don't cross the toes. You should be able to look at your toes. As far down as you can. So much so, you should be able to reach your hands to the floor, if possible. Otherwise, don't worry. Just do as much as you can. Caution on the navel. Gently come up. Interlock the fingers, stretch up, chin down, feet together. And slowly lower your arms, release, relax. Virupadrasana. Observe your breath, your body, your mind. Beautiful sense of peace, rejuvenation, and overall feeling of well-being.
thanking Surya, the sun that energizes us all.